the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Stay away from cities with dyke mayors. They spray the pipes major. Don't play with your life, player. Or shake the dice, player. But if you got a quota, then stay away from toddlers. These bitches are fight promoters. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Train your toddler. Please train your toddler. Whippings, timeouts, take her allowance. Cause also she will destroy your life if you allow it. Fucking, I'm tired of rapping. Yo, low, bring in the choir. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare. Welcome to the Daycare.
Niggas need to stop giving these bitches all the attention. That's why niggas is dying. Now, when these hoes get horny, niggas die. Hoes get horny, niggas die. Watch, every die. We gotta start saying fuck these bitches, man. If you fucking with a cool female, that's all good. But if you fucking with a bitch, you need to break her ass and shake her ass.
I should turn the mic on. Welcome to the Dirty Folks Daycare. I am your tolerologist, Dirty Folks. I appreciate y'all being here today, man. I had to cam up for this one because I'm in my full gangbangery today, man. I am my full goddamn gangbangery, man. Hey, shout out to Dinky Dave for becoming a member, man, of the Taco tier, man. Appreciate you, bro. Except I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a taco dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I put the stuff in there for? All right. I thought this was going to be a controversial show. When I first came up with the idea of this, and shout out to XL Pro. Shout out to XL Pro Services. He brought this to my attention, and I was so agitated because I just had an argument about this on the Peace Network like 2 days ago, right? With them goddamn Nigerians. I'm not even sure if I don't like all Africans or if I just don't like Nigerians. But I'm pretty sure I'm not a fan of Nigerians. Okay, let me ask you guys something. I know y'all, I ain't gonna be able to hear y'all, but let me ask y'all something. Let me fix my light real quick so we can get the proper gangbangery. All right, let me ask y'all something, man. What are Nigerians known for? Put it in the chat. You can put whatever any African is known for, but Nigerians especially. Are they known for bringing basketball players? Are they known for having the best artists and actors? Are they known for engineering or aeronautical skills or philosophy? Or are they known for being motherfucking scammers? I'm not going to put that on all Africa, man, but I don't think anybody around the world likes Nigerians, right? I think everywhere Nigerians go, the most educated. Black women are also the most educated. You see where that shit went. Motherfuckers don't know shit. They just do shit, nigga. And I'm not even illin'. Like, God bless, right? Because you know me, man. I'm a nationalist. You know what I'm saying? A tribalist, a nationalist. I don't have a problem with anybody, right? I don't have a problem with anybody. But I got a problem with anybody who tells me who the fuck I am, what the fuck I need to be doing. And these Africans got that shit real bad. And why the fuck is my background green like that? These Nigerians got that shit real bad. Africans in general love to tell you what the fuck you as an American needs to be doing for them, nigga.
Hell no, to the no, yeah.
These motherfuckers love to tell Americans what the fuck they need to do for Africa. The biggest motherfucking misnomer, the greatest fucking play ever was this crayon shit when they got niggas thinking they from Africa. Nigga, that is so fucking ill. Only 4% of the African slave trade came to North America. most of the people in America already from America is disrespectful to the Native Americans, the real ones, right? Not the Pacific Islanders that they mix in and the Alaskans that they mix in. Y'all see the sheets when y'all do the EEOC shit, when y'all do y'all job applications, and it says Native American / Pacific Islander, which is Hawaii, by the way. They just add that shit in like they was really here. You know what I'm saying? And then they throw in some motherfucking Alaskans and all that shit, and then they show you pictures of all Alaskans. They tell you all the Alaskans and a couple of Mexicans. So they tell you the Mongols that came over the Alaskan Straits from Asia, and they tell you some Mexicans are Native Americans, right? But the Mexicans, here's the killer part though, right? They show you Mexicans as Native Americans, but Mexicans be Spanish because they killed all the Incas and Aztecs, so Mexicans are really just short-ass Spaniards, right? So they're really telling you that the natives to this nation is motherfuckers from Spain and Portugal. Y'all gotta, but you know, I ain't supposed to know how to read. I ain't supposed to know how to use a map or none of that shit. So it is what it is, right? Let me see if that make my mic louder. So what I am telling you is, this is disrespectful to the natives of this land. They disrespectful to the Gullah Geechies. They disrespectful to the ones that actually may be free slaves, who are naturalized native people who fought in every goddamn war in this nation and did every goddamn thing possible to do, being only 13% of this nation. Them Africans have a whole motherfucking continent, man. A whole goddamn continent. Can't get shit right. They enslaved to the Portuguese and the Dutch and the Spanish. Now they let the Chinese come in. In 1 minute they want to run all the white people out of South Africa. The next moment they begging the Dutch to take over again because niggas don't know how to fucking lead. Look. And then they come over here and got the nerve to tell me what the fuck I need to do for them. They out there motherfucking mind.
My congeniality is fucked. I have no senses and I need to be stopped.
I didn't even know which way I wanted to go with it, these motherfuckers so out of pocket. But I'm going to go with don't trust them new niggas.
Hey, y'all! Masters are coming! He's coming, y'all! Masters are coming! Here we come! Look, guys, you asked me to...
All right, so check this out, man. Because I ain't going to play no crayon games with you. Because crayons are for who? Toddlers. And that's what the fuck they act like. Like he's a motherfucking toddler. And I'm about to get into the content, but before I do, to finish my original thought, before I went on a rant, because I'm probably going to rant again, I ain't going to lie. Because they make my ass itch. I thought I was going to have some type of backlash, because my phone was ringing while I was making the show up, right? As I'm getting my clips and I'm about to show y'all, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, what order I want to talk in and what I want to talk about. My phone was ringing. A few people called me, right? And I know that they black. They undeniably black, right? I know they black because they keep telling me that I need to date black women, so they black. They got black wives and all type of shit, right? They black. So I was like, yo, I'm about to do a show. They was like, man. I was like, it's going to be fucked up. He was like, huh? I was like, yeah, it's going to be fucked up depending on whether or not you believe that you black. And he was like, what, nigga? And I explained to him. I said, man, if you believe you're a man and you believe that you're American, then it's cool. But if you believe you black, it's going to be a fucked up show. And I was like, man, I'm about to go in on these goddamn Africans. Them niggas was like, yo, fuck them Africans, man. Man, boom, clicked off. That was my Masonic brother. Line click, boom. It's a little homie. I'm like, yo, I'm finna go in on the Africans. They was like, fuck them Africans, man. I'm talking to the mentee. Phone ring again. This is my little cousin. He one of the motherfucking juice and berry niggas. Think he a fucking shirtless forest dude and shit. You know what I'm saying? He come to me talking about he hotep and pineal glands and all type of goofy ass shit. And then I was like, yo, nigga, I'm finna do some shit against your people, nigga. I'm finna say, fuck them. I'm going against Africa. You like, fuck them Africans, man. And I was like, what? I ain't see that one coming. Because you can't think you hotep Jesus and then say fuck Africa. That shit don't matter. So I guess he back to being American now. So shout out to that. But I thought it was going to be controversial with the colors. Apparently, the colors got enough sense to know who's who. To know, goddammit, that just because y'all share the same hue, don't mean that they you They don't look shit alike. Not the facial structure, not the nose, not the lips, not the shit. Everybody think they African until they see an African be like, I don't look like that boogity ass nigga. That's just facts. That's just facts. You can look at somebody and know they Nigerian or Haitian or you can't really tell Jamaicans, but you can tell Jamaicans once they talk, right? And nobody got a problem with Jamaicans because Jamaican came over here with fire ass food and bad bitches. They crazy as shit. They crazy than a motherfucker, but they got fire food, bad bitches, and good weed, nigga. I got to give them credit where it's due. Oh, nobody got a problem with Jamaicans. It's the motherfucking Africans, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let's go. This came from the other day. I was on the Trigger Mike show on the Lapeef Network, and the show had nothing to do with this really, but toward the end of the show, and I ain't got a problem with nobody on a personal level, but toward the end of the show, the Africans came in, Nigerians mostly, and I'm going to let you listen to what they say, and then I'm going to break down what they really saying, because I don't think that they know what they saying when they say what they say. They sound like a bitch that say she don't need no man and then say it's stepdaddy season. Let's check it out. To the Umar Johnson part, it's a million reasons not to like Umar, but the number one reason for me is I'm a tribalist. That's why I gangbang. I am a tribalist. It's us against everybody. Umar on some Pan-African shit. He want to bring black women. He didn't want to bring the islanders, Africa. He want to bring everybody. He want to bring the Mexicans in.
Wait a minute, man. What am I?
I don't give a fuck. What I'm
I
saying
just look black. That's what I'm saying. My father is Panamanian, and my mother is South American.
And I'm telling you,
we all black.
We not all black.
We all black. You black as hell, probably. You sound black than most.
No, check this out. The only reason you black is because other people want to be white. When white people around each other, they Irish, Italian, French, British. Hold on, time out. First of all, shout out to Lil Marley for the $5 super chat, man. Gratitude. He said the chairman's mother escaped as a teen from Jackson, Mississippi, because she got impregnated by a married white man who's Larry Hoover's dad. You know what, bro? I'm going to address the Mississippi-Chicago connection a little bit later. Don't speedball me. Don't speedball me, bro. I got you on that, though. We can talk about that when I get to that part. It's funny that you said that because I actually do have some on that. It's coming a little bit later. One of the biggest to this video, guys arguing with me that I'm black is crazy, man. That shit's crazy. Trying to argue with me to tell me that we are all part of one monolith is bananas. It's globalist, and globalist is toddlerish. So now I got to argue with this man that I'm not black in the way that he conceives black, because they conceive black as everybody's all one people. Like we all came on the same one ship, nigga, that they still can't find to this day, by the way. And we all just one incestuous family, right? I need you guys to understand that you are motherfucking Americans. Americans have a lot of tribes and we all live interconnectedly, right? We all live together. There's a Chinatown in every city, a Greek town, a little Mexico, right? Everywhere you go, there are different cultures from their different cultures, period. I can stop right there. It doesn't depend on culture comes from somewhere. It normally comes from your nationality. It can come from your family. It can come from your community. We could all be related. I have a sister, a blood sister. We share the same dad. By the way, sidebar, the children you have with your siblings you have with your father are your siblings. The siblings you have with your mother are your half siblings. Y'all consistently get that shit backwards. You know a tree by the seed. You don't know the tree by the dirt. Girls are the dirt. So even though we got different moms, I have a sister that lives in Nashville. Her culture is the culture of a southern belle on the Bible Belt, right? Sweet girl, God-fearing. I mean, she black, so she still don't like men, right? But she divorced. She had all 4 of my nieces and nephews by the same man. Shout out to John. But she is cool and she acts like, I mean, she has the southern twang. She's a country girl. She grew up in Tennessee. I have another half sister, because she came with the marriage, that lives in Detroit. Shiesty ass bitch, like all Detroit bitches. But she acts just like a Detroit bitch. The hairstyles, the nails with the rhinestones on it, always got to have the newest gear. Culture is dictated on proximity as well as nationality and other things of that nature. To say that you just black, right? Just black. That is not true. Because we all ain't the same motherfuckers, B. New York niggas would wear Timberlands while they having sex with a prostitute, nigga. They'll be asshole naked in a pair of Timbs. That's New York culture. That is not black culture. We do not do that dumb shit in Chicago. In LA, they wear khakis. That's some LA shit. In Chicago, we wear fucking baseball hats with snakeskin on it. That's Chicago shit. Culture is not dictated by color. That's what ethnicity is. But I don't believe everybody the same ethnicity, to be honest with you. So now we playing crayon games. So let's continue. It's German. Everybody got a flag and a beard. Niggas just got a crayon. You got to be able to separate yourself the same way it was just a bunch of trailer park people that found out about the Old Testament and called themselves the Jewish community because it was like, I don't want to be around these trailer park niggas. I don't want to be around
What's key with what you said, though, was when white people all get around each other. That's when they separate. But their main front.
You know what's so crazy about that? Think about what he just said. He tried to repeat what I said and still got it wrong, right? Because he's trying to prove to me that I'm black. I want you guys to look at this panel. Do you see a woman on this panel? Do you see any other a white person, an Arab, an Asian? Nothing, right? What you see on this panel is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 heterosexual tawny men. 10 heterosexual tawny men. We ain't even got a gay dude on the panel. These are 10 straight men who, you know what I'm saying, who just got off a conversation about how they're enriching the black community and not trusting these Keishas and all that shit. Just had that conversation. 10 straight black men. So if he's saying that white people separate and delineate based on nationality when they're in rooms by themselves, we on the panel by ourselves. It's not like we have to form a united front because we got company. Nigga, it's just us. And I'm telling you, it's us. I ain't y'all. Respect that shit. If it's time to ride, then, you know, allies and enemies. But right now, nigga, in times of peace, it's mine and yours. This monolithic shit is some globalist, communist, feminist shit. This some raised by my mama shit. This some raised by the TV shit. Globalism is bullshit. We have a globe of lines, a globe of borders, different nationalities, different languages, different gods, different religions, different beers. A German beer is a dark lager. American beer is like cat piss. We got different everything. Americans drink grain vodka. Russians drink potato vodka. Everybody's different based on proximity. The fact that niggas try to make you global is bananas. But the worst part, and we're about to get to it, is they yell all this we together shit, but then they separate when the fuck they want to be separate. But let's continue.
Their main front, they're together.
Whatever,
Right? How you just spoke on tribalism, right? If we're speaking towards separatism, that's not going to work. They already proved that's not going to work with whether it was Jeff Ford, whether it was Larry Hoover, all of that. They already proved it's not going to work. That's why they tried to bring it together, because we're not going to change those policies that's hanging over our heads if we separate.
No. Separatism and tribalism, two different things, right? We live in a global economy, a global community. But people know what they're getting when they get a certain thing. I'll give you a perfect example. For us, it's a Latino, right? But call a Mexican or Puerto Rican, see what happens. Call a Chinaman or a Japanese person or a Korean or Filipino and see what happens. They have tribal allegiance, even though they part of the
You're getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong, bro. This is why you're getting it wrong. You're talking about race. No, you just talk about nationality. Nationality is different from race.
Okay. If nationality, I pause it right there because he's right. Nationality is different than race. Then why are they talking about that American Negroes, which is nationality, had to get to Africa, which is not only a nation, it's several nations and it's its own continent? What are we talking about? Y'all gotta listen because they run game on niggas like they thoughts in the street, my nigga. Nigga, this ain't that, nigga, because I know what the fuck I am. Look. They run game. They run this crayon game. They got niggas running crayon games on other niggas. And Nigerians is known for being scammers, so I just expect everything you say to be a scam, right? But let me continue. I'll break it down later.
Right. When you say, okay, I'm coming. When you say, I'm coming, bro. Check me out. Check this out. When you say Asian, right? We know you're talking about Asian country, right? When you say Southeast Asia, we know what you're talking about. If you say Southwest Asia, we know what you're talking about. If you say South Central Asia, we know what you're talking about. But when you come among those people and you take away the race or the region, and now you start saying country, now you're causing more problem. It's like calling a Ghanaian a Nigerian. They're not going to be happy with you.
Right.
But when you say,
wait, how come he knows calling a Ghanaian a Nigerian, they'll both be upset, right? Now, I'll give him that. But he thinks it's cool to call an American native to his motherfucking land an African and think that's just cool.
Hell no. Yeah.
I'm telling you how much they disrespect the Gullah Geechies and the natives already here, bro, just for a fucking crayon color. Never mind. Let me go.
black. Oh, okay, now you're talking about all of us. When you say African, now you're talking about Africans, not Americans. Because black is all of us. Africans is we from the African continent. That's the difference. Then when you say Nigeria, when you call an Ethiopian in Nigeria, you're starting a war. It's the same thing.
Exactly. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
So go to America, but what the other guy is trying to tell you is this. You can never win in this country as an African American. You know why? Because United States, I'm coming, let me learn. Because United States knows that United States can never win when they go in the field of...
Man, he ain't talking about shit. Look. You see how they contradict? You see how everybody gets to be their own thing, but nobody sees an identity in you? Nobody sees an identity in motherfuckers who could trace because they didn't start taking the census until 1860. But you could look at the insurer papers before then to know who was slaves and who wasn't. Number one, they always act like every goddamn person in America was a slave. And that's bullshit. It's just not true. They act like, according to history, the Boston Tea Party started over Crispus Attucks. Crispus Attucks was, this is a true story. I should pull this up. This is a true story. He has two different descriptors. Same person, two different pictures, two different descriptors. Crispus Attucks is known as the mother of an African slave and a Native American man. And he's also known as the child of an escaped Native American woman and a Gullah Geechie man. Two different descriptors, depending on where you look. Whether you look on historychannel.com or whether you look at Wikipedia. Either way, it's a Native American there. Some people call them African American because you know they change the name and shit all the time. Wrong one. Fuck that button. They change the name all the time. So now you African American, which is crazy because how you gonna be two fucking continents? Or 20 years ago they would have said you were black. 20 years before then they would have said you were Negro. 20 years before that they would have said you were colored. They consistently rebranding you to confuse you. And because of that, you confused, and they went from it being a couple of slave states, but most people being free, and slaves even being able to buy their freedom, quote unquote, to everybody from Africa, everybody was a slave, everybody got to come from the same goddamn boat. Don't let these motherfuckers, man, don't listen to these niggas because they down to floss. They down to take you away from the land that you come from, if you come from here, or take you away from the sovereignty that you got if you became nationalized. Because if you're nationalized, you're American now, baby. What the fuck do you have to do? Let me tell you something. I'm going to say that. No, I ain't, because I'm going to forget. Saying that American blacks have to help Africans in anything when Africans are coming to America because they can't control Africa. It's like a Chicago nigga moving to Atlanta or Houston, then getting to Houston and telling all the Houstonians, man, bro, you need to come back to Chicago so we can stop the crime. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. If I thought it was worth saving, I'd have stayed there. That's why the fuck you moved the way you going, for better opportunity. A decent, different life. Let's continue though, man. So, there was something being said that I found real as shit. Vladimir Putin said that Africa is a cemetery for Africans. I was like, wow.
Hell no, to the no, yeah.
Let's get the context.
Quote of what he said. Putin says, quote, Africa will never be independent. Africans believe in Europeans, Americans, Chinese more than themselves. They don't trust themselves at all. A white man will commit crime in Africa, but no action will be taken because Africa authorities view us as semi-gods. Far from the truth, a black man can be abducted in Europe, get harassed, or even killed, but no African authority will question. Africans present themselves as weak people with no hope, especially when dealing with Europeans and Americans. They are their own enemies. They hate each other, and that gives their colonial masters power to continue exploiting African resources. When an African becomes rich, his bank accounts are in Switzerland. He travels to France for medical treatment. He invests in Germany. He buys from Dubai. He consumes Chinese. He prays in Rome and Mecca. His children stay in Europe. He travels to Canada, USA, Europe for tourism. If he dies, he will be buried in his native country of Africa. Africa is just a cemetery for Africans. How could a cemetery be developed? Putin asks.
God damn, man. That was hard, man. I'm going straight into the next part. So check this out, man. This is what happened. And this is what triggered me. Because I was fresh off with the argument with, can't think of his name. I want to call him Otobo so bad, but they ain't Otobo. That was like yesterday, the day before. So today, Akon goes on Vlad TV and spend an hour and a half, my nigga, an hour and a half trying to get American blacks to give up everything they have and give it away to Africa. This is crayon grifting. This is crayon grifting. There's something that he said in the beginning. I'm gonna play. I'm not gonna interrupt too much, but I am gonna interrupt one time when we get to that part. He says so many things that I thought was so out of pocket, so unmanly, so unfeasible. But it was one thing in particular that stood out.
As an investment, we know the resources are there, we know the population is there. What are we missing to get people to realize this is a place we should be investing?
Well, what we're missing really is just African Americans wanting to know more about themselves, because Africa is more about you than it is even Africans, for that matter. I
said I wasn't gonna pause that much, but how is Africa more about Americans than it is about Africans? How is that even possible, man? That's like a girl telling me, menstrual cycles is more about the men than it is about the women. Bitch, I don't have no menstrual cycle. I don't know that life. Anyway, let's continue.
When we look at it, we built America. Like, we literally built America with our bare hands. Our labor, our sweat, our blood, but we've never, not only did we ever get reparations for it, we never even got credit for it. We never even got recognized for it. And I think that's what builds so much animosity and anger within our community itself, because we know how much our contribution is worth, but we never got what our just due for.
Wait, time out. What is this we business though, man? Like, isn't Akon, his father was the first to come to America in the 1980s, and he had like 13 wives or some crazy shit like that? And Akon's mom was the wife that he brought over. Slavery was over in 1860. What is this we shit? Most Africans, swear to God, they ain't even know about slavery until they get to America. What the fuck is this we shit? Oh yeah, that toupee he got, that's hilarious. This is all part of that. And we in this together because we all got a crayon. Man, fuck out of here.
What the contribution given. And that becomes an issue, because when you start having leaders that don't understand the dynamics of the power of what we have when we're united, then that changes the game too, because the people have to be the ones to figure that piece out. And I think the moment we get to the point where we figured out that coming together is the key to success in the future, then everything will change. But the importance of us taking us out of this situation is Africa. Africa is the only way out. It's the golden and it's the holy grail for your freedom. Like, if African Americans specifically, don't see that investing in Africa changes everything for you, all the way down to generational wealth. Like, Africa's in a position where.
Time out. I'm bringing that back a little bit. As Americans, we need to see that investing in Africa is the key to generational wealth. But are Africans wealthy like that? I'm just saying, like, that's like, what he's saying is basically, just let me put the tip in. I ain't gonna put it all the way in. Just let me put the tip in. How does, you know what?
If African Americans specifically, don't see that investing in Africa changes everything for you, all the way down to generational wealth. Like, Africa's in a position where if African Americans take position now, you guys, every single African American in America would be a millionaire without even thinking twice, because there's nothing that's not needed over there. So you guys come with the discipline, you come with the knowledge, you come with the resources, and then what you've created just for developing America. Nothing can happen really in America without us.
Hold on, let me bring that back.
There's nothing that's not needed over there. So you guys come with the discipline, you come with the knowledge, you come with the resources. There's nothing that's not needed over there. So you guys come with the discipline, you come with the knowledge, you come with the resources, and then.
Y'all hear that, right? There's nothing that's not needed over there. So they don't have shit. They need your money, your intellectual property, your resources, your intellect, your infrastructure. They need you to go over there and make another America in Africa, but they telling you you'll get rich over there, right? Yet somehow they have nothing but every American to be a millionaire if they go over there and put something into nothing. Look, now I know that I'm not supposed to understand math because, y'all think I'm black, right? So I know I'm not supposed to know how to count. But I do know that 0 multiplied by any number is 0. So if they have 0, then whatever the fuck you put in it, you know what? Never mind. Never mind.
Over there. So you guys come with the discipline, you come with the knowledge, you come with the resources, and then what you've created just for developing America. Nothing can happen really in America without us. Just think about everything that creates so much.
Let's go right here. Wait, say it again.
Nothing can happen really in America without us.
Okay, let's try that again.
Developing America. Nothing can happen really in America without us. America. Nothing can happen really in America without us.
Now, you heard what he said. So he makes you sound like y'all a bunch of essential workers, my nigga. All colored people in America are essential workers, and we run in America. America was shut down without us. Tell us why America was shut down without us, Akon.
Just think about everything that creates so much revenue for America, from sports to entertainment to fashion to medicine. To entertainment, everything that creates so much revenue for America, from sports to entertainment to fashion for America, from sports to entertainment to fashion for America, from sports to entertainment to fashion.
He gonna say medicine, but we know blacks don't run medicine, right? So what he's saying is, this is how he sees the American blacks, as motherfucking minstrels. That's what he's saying. He's saying, man, we need a bunch of minstrels to build a nation.
Hell no, to the no. Yeah.
Okay.
To medicine. You name it. We're leading in every single sector, like us. Just imagine if we all just decided to just take all our bags, withdrew all our money, and go to Africa. Where would America be today?
America would be just fine. Sidebar, real quick. We're going to go right back to this. Sidebar. Tony and swarthy people in America, 13% of the nation, and shrinking because y'all got semen retention and bitches got abortion clinics. So, the population shrinking. But 13% of America, 1.5% of America's wealth. If you give me $1 and I lose a penny, but I still got 98 cents, right? I still got 98 cents. I'll be all right. But did I even lose the 2 cents? Because everything he described is minstrel arts owned by other people. That just goes white baseball again. The NBA will look like the 1960s. Things will still move on. At best, black people in America, when he's just talking about minstrel stuff, black people in America is the seasoning. You know how they say white people don't use seasoning? You know what I'm saying? Black people put the seasoning on stuff that white people was already doing it to make it taste better, right? I like Larry Bird's game. Larry Bird was a phenomenal player, but Magic Johnson was more flashy. He was more aesthetically pleasing. But 2 points is 2 points. Hey, Marcus says, Akon and Michael Blackston look related. Touche, sir. Touche. Hey, but they do say all black folks look alike. Anyway, so you'll lose 1.5% of wealth that's easily made up because you gave them the wealth. You lose 13% of the population, which means more food for you, right? Cheaper chicken, really, because you don't have to produce as much food. So cheaper chicken. Okay, that's a plus for whoever's left over. And you can move back to the communities that you left from white flight because you didn't want to live next to people who marry black women. It's a win-win-win. This is what he's literally saying. What he's saying, okay, at the risk of sounding like Ramaswamy or whatever his name is, when Ramaswamy said that black women sound like the Ku Klux Klan, and everybody got mad at him, and they put him through the coals talking about he said black people sound like the Klan, and that's disrespectful. No, it's not. We always say that Kiesha sound like the right hand of white supremacy, dog. He ain't say shit wrong. What Akon is saying sounds like the Klan, right? Y'all need to move, take all your stuff, and get up out there. Let white people have their house. The fuck? Fuck out of here, man. Anyway, this is what happened. Because black people love to listen to minstrels, man. You know what I'm saying?
It would collapse overnight. Because nothing. Like all of our athletes can go create their own teams. Who do you think they're gonna watch? They're gonna watch all the black professional athletes playing in Africa, or they're gonna watch the white professional athletes playing in America?
Well, now they got the NBA Africa now.
Right.
Wanda had a league.
No, but the NBA
Africa too
has started a league in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, because we're about to get to another part. The world sees you as the minstrel class. When it comes to landscaping and construction, which used to be what blacks did, they created minimum wage is racist. They created the minimum wage so that white people have an opportunity to compete with black people in construction, agriculture, and tradesmith. Because blacks were the tradesmiths. Blacks did agriculture. That's what picking cotton is, right? They didn't only pick cotton. They picked tomatoes and everything else, right? So you were the agriculturalists, even to the point that fresh out of slavery, George Washington Carver taught you 110 different ways to use a peanut. You were the agriculturalists. You were the contractors. You know what I'm saying? But now it's Mexicans. Mexicans took your slot because the boomers told you to go to college because doing slave labor is bad. Whatever. They also told black women to go to college so they wouldn't be good moms, right? Because generally speaking, a black woman's job was in somebody else's home as a wet nurse or a home caretaker. So she had to know how to cook, clean, and take care of kids. Now these bitches don't know how to do none of that shit. Because they see raising kids and keeping a clean home as slavery. They see marriage as oppression, so you don't think that they see taking care of their own homes as slavery? Right? I told her, say Akon got 300 mil from China, now he think he man samosa. Nigga, that's hilarious.
Hell no, to the no. Yeah.
So, Arabs are seen as gas station owners and liquor store owners. Asians are seen as beauty whatever, whether it's mani-pedis, whether it's beauty supply stores, restaurateurs, and laundry owners. That's what they're seen as, right? Everybody has a cultural identity that matches their nationality, but it's a cultural identity. Like a sub, y'all come in, man. Like a sub, send your heart, pay your daycare fees. Cultural identity. Black's cultural identity has become whatever a 16-year-old girl likes. It don't matter what it is. If a 16-year-old girl will give you some pussy for it, you'll do that shit until you 60, nigga. That's just funny, but it's true. 16-year-old girls like excitement, so you go either gonna be an athlete, a drug dealer, or some type of entertainer, a comedian, make a laugh or some shit. And those are the things, because y'all listen to bitches with clothes on. That is what your economic cultural identity has become. Whatever the fuck a 16-year-old girl like. 6-year-old girls don't like math. No girl likes math, to be honest with you. So you don't grow up thinking I'm gonna be an engineer, because girls don't fuck niggas that read. You know what I'm saying? But now that we're done with the minstrel part, let's see what else Akon has to say in order for black people to give up all their shit and give it away to Africans.
So let me ask you this, because we interviewed David O. in Nigeria, was working with the government, and he also said it's difficult to do business. NBA Africa too has started a league in Africa. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this, because we interviewed David O. Right, and he said that one of the biggest hurdles in Nigeria was working with the government, and he also said it's difficult to do business in Nigeria because a lot of elders don't respect young people. Mm-hmm. And like he's like, in American culture, you got a great idea, you're 19 years old, you can get $1 billion. Like, you know what I mean? Like, young people drive culture. Right. He was like, his critique was that in his part of Africa, it's too hard to get things done because of government, and it's too hard to get things done because older people are too stuck in their ways and they don't respect younger people enough. What's your thoughts on that?
Right. So I'm gonna answer both of those separately, because David has an amazing point. He's right to an extent, especially for this in Africa, because of government. It's everywhere in Africa. Because what happens is, in Africa, when you look at the governmental system, the systems are built for the people to need the government. Whereas anywhere else in any developing market, you don't really need the government to do what you want to do. Like, only thing you need the government for pretty much is for regulation. That's all you should need the government for. They police the situation, make sure everybody's following the laws, paying their taxes, and going about things the right way to be able to make a profit margin, right? That's basic regulation, that every government should have that responsibility. But when you look at a place like Africa, like even me, to invest in Africa, I have to go see someone in government to physically do something. And when you're talking about a place that's got 2.5 billion people, 50-something countries, dividing that by 2.5 billion people, and every entrepreneur that goes into your country have to go through government to create a business, the place will never grow.
Okay. All right. So let me understand this, right? So we supposed to take all our nigga pennies, right, and take them to Africa. All our nigga pennies, take them to Africa. And we all gonna be millionaires if we take our nigga pennies and go to Africa. But once we get to Africa, we're gonna be highly regulated, and we're gonna be sanctioned by the government, and we're gonna have to go through the rules and regulations, and we're gonna have to get the government the money, then pay the government to let us do some shit, and then the government owns our shit. But we're gonna make millions. This is hilarious.
Hey y'all, masters are coming. He's a coming, y'all. Masters are coming. Here we come. Look, guys, you asked me to.
That's some Kiesha shit, by the way. This is why you don't listen to girls with clothes on. Don't listen to Africans the same way you don't listen to Kiesha. Their first sentence will be contradicted by their very next sentence. But he's gonna double back to the first sentence. This is whatever that goofy bitch was that was talking shit to the Breakfast Club. Damn, his name was just on the tip of my tongue. Larry Elder. When she was like, I don't want to talk. Wait, I gave you the voice.
I don't want to talk about race. I want to know what the conservatives going to do that the Democrats don't do without using race.
Cool. Larry Elder tell him.
But that's racist. But
he was like, yo, you said that.
Yeah, but that's racist. And yeah, but.
So then Larry answered her new question.
But I said we're not talking about race.
Okay. Let's continue. So one more point I want to get to.
It just can't. You have to have systems in place with things like get licensed. you understand what I'm saying? Like, you just go to City Hall, you papers, you fill out your barber license. Africa, there's no system enough for them. One thing about Africa,
J. Cole's crazy.
Clearly, and even Waka Flocka would be like, Drake is better than me.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Yeah, clear it. Gotcha. Rock is a businessman. He will not take this person on.
Okay, so now they want to talk about, not only does he want black investors, his new thing is he only wants the best and brightest, my nigga. So now we're going to get to the portion in which he's going to say what black people he actually wants. It's going to be nothing but millionaires, billionaires, captains of industry to come to Africa and take all their money to Africa. Now, we already just heard Putin say, true enough, that Africans got to take their money to Switzerland. But he wants all the black millionaires and billionaires to take all their money to Africa. How does that work? And we just said they heavily regulated. You got to go through the government. So he wants them to give all their money to the African government. You know what I'm saying? Because why not, right? What you going to do with the money? You in America. You can get it right back. It's the same way girls feel about child support, right? Just get it all right back. Some magical way, right? Let's check this out.
I promise you. Yeah. Waka, amazing businessman. He's not that talented as a rapper. He himself will tell you, nigga, I'm not a rapper.
Hold on. So once again, I'm going to bring it back so y'all can get the full context. The question was, name a rapper who can't rap but great at business. I thought they was going to say Master P, but they went with Waka Flocka. Waka Flocka has also done great in business. But once again, we right back at the minstrel because that's all they see black people as, right? Sidebar. I got a sidebar. No. The sidebar come with this place. All right. Hold on. Let me play this and then I'm going to show y'all the sidebar before I get out of here.
Man, he will not take this person on, I promise you. Yeah. Waka, amazing businessman. He's not that talented as a rapper. He himself will tell you, nigga, I'm not a rapper.
That's a fact. That's a good one. Okay.
Right? But he understood the music opens up and catapults you to an area where you have opportunities to make real business. And he took full advantage of it. You follow what I'm saying? Gotcha. So that tells you that the business is more important sometimes than the actual talent. Now, I've seen artists that's just stupid talented, but no business acumen whatsoever. And those are always the ones that's in the studio complaining about another artist that he's better than. But he's not realizing you're better than him from a talent standpoint, but he's better than you from a business standpoint. That's the only reason why he's excelling above you.
Now, what he just said is true. Don't get it twisted. What he just said is true, and it transfers life, right? So, like, there's a lot of people who believe they can do what I do based on osmosis, right? We related, or we grew up together, or, you know what I'm saying, we got a similar interest right here, so they think they could do everything I could do. Somehow, some way, because we all black. It happens every day, right? I don't believe that I can do what everybody else does. I believe that I know enough about what they do so they don't cheat me, right? Like, I know what's wrong with my car. That doesn't mean I know how to fix it. But I can tell you that what you're trying to sell me is some bullshit. I need a new tire. I don't need a new rack and rack and pair. You know what the fuck I'm saying, nigga. Rack and pair. Damn, I can't say that shit for nothing. Anyway, I don't need that shit. I don't need new brakes. I don't need an engine. I don't need a water pump. I need a new tire, nigga. I got a flat tire. Don't tell me about shit else. Don't tell me my shit rattling because I need rack and pinions. That's what it's called. Because I need rack and pinions. No, nigga. I need a new tire, nigga. I'm riding on the rim. I know enough to tell you what to fix and to know that you're not cheating me on the price. That don't mean I know how to fix it. And that's all I need to know if I'm going to pay another person to do the job. If it's my job, then I need to be proficient in my job. There's a lot of people who go around and act like they can do what you can do because they watched you do it. And that's just not how it works. But here's what's about to get crazy.
Because he's learned how to take his talent and maximize the business. Because most people think success is the more money you make. Me personally, I disagree. Me, success is the more access you have. Because one thing I've learned, just listening again and taking advice from my elders, is that your net worth is your network.
Your net worth is your network.
Me, success is the more access you have, the more money you make. Me personally, I disagree. Me, success is the more access you have, you make, and maximize the business.
So what he said?
Because most people think success is the more money you make. Me personally, I disagree. Me, success is the more access you have.
I agree with that statement, right? I agree with that statement. Money isn't power. Money is just a tool to use in exchange for goods and services. If you can exchange BRICS currency for goods and services, then BRICS is money. If you can exchange crypto for goods and services, then crypto is money. Money is only a tool to use in exchange for goods and services. Your network is your net worth, and access is better than cash a lot of times. It's a lot of time that personal relationships go further than money, right? Because a person got long bread, they don't need your money. If you look like the cops and I sell drugs, all money ain't good money. But if I have a personal relationship with you, then we can do certain things. And I ain't got to charge you. You know what I'm saying? This is where the access comes in. I want to show you guys something. Man. There's a guy, a Chicagoan, and this goes back to what what Jaleel was talking about earlier. Like and sub as y'all come in, man. Help the channel, man. We need to get at least 100 in here, man. Damn. All right, this goes back to what Jaleel was talking about earlier about the Mississippi-Chicago connection. There's a guy by the name of Willie Wilson. He's a businessman. Willie Wilson is a multi-millionaire. I'm about to see if I can make this bigger. Willie Wilson was born in 1948 in Mississippi. Let me go down here. I'm going to show you. He was born as the son of a sharecropper in Louisiana. He was born the son of a sharecropper in Louisiana. He has a 7th grade education. He dropped out of school in 7th grade. That's crazy. That's kind of funny, though. I'm going to tell you why that's funny. He grew up in a time in which they used to say 6th grade education can run the world. And I still believe that. A 6th grade education can run the world. You don't believe me? Read above a 6th grade level and see if black girls hate you, nigga. Most of the nation are functional illiterates. All you need is a 6th grade education. He got a 7th grade education, which makes him probably smarter than a lot of his contemporaries at his time. A lot of them. I read about the honorary degree. He a devout Christian, all that cool shit. Wilson lived for periods of time in Miami and New York before settling in Chicago in 1965. So, he left home at 13. At 13, he was on his own, nigga. You know how I always say that people, like, the way that y'all behind is so incredible, being raised under this feminist system. You know what I'm saying? Women coming through and telling you what age you got to be before you can date, what age you got to be before you get out of school. They try to keep you a baby forever because they women. But most nations were conquered by boys at the age of 16. Like most nations. I ain't even going to put those sound effects on it. And we talked about that. Genghis Khan, Hannibal, Alexander the Great. There's most conquerors start at 16. Your great-grandparents, if they were born before 1930, most of them had jobs at 12, 13 years old. They were married by 17. How do you think that these women get these relationship goals? Couples be 80 years old, but they've been married for 65 years. And they be like,
oh my God, relationship goals, 65 years.
He got married. If you do the math, they got married at 17 and 16 years old, respectively, and just rolled it out. So if he was born in 1948, and he got to Chicago in 1965, so 58, 10 years, he was 17. So he had already gone from Louisiana to Miami to New York to Chicago by the time he was 17 years old, by himself, trying to figure out life, right? Once he got to Chicago, he got a job mopping floors and flipping burgers at McDonald's. Then he worked his way up, being eventually promoted to manager and later receiving a loan to become a McDonald's franchisee, which started his business career, right? I want to talk about his business career real quick because this is very important because I want to show you guys something. This goes to the network being your net worth thing. Because first of all, he had a good network in order to get the loan to become a McDonald's franchisee. Because, you know, he didn't have the money for it. He was flipping burgers. He was probably saving money, but you still needed to know somebody, right? That's how he got the loan. It's who you know, right? Then when he became a businessman, Willie Wilson owned 5 McDonald's franchises that he sold since then and started a medical supply company, right? Now let's scroll up here and talk about the medical supply company, right? Now, here he goes. He owned and operated self McDonald's, and he owns Umar Medical Supplies. I want to say something real quick about Umar. Umar Medical Supplies serves 2 purposes. It serves 3 purposes. I'm going to just make up the third, but it serves 3 purposes. Number 1, Umar Medical Supplies is an American business. It's not a black business. This is the difference. Here's the difference. When you make X amount of money, you can no longer be classified as a black business. Like Oprah doesn't run a black business. Harpo Studios is just a multi-million-dollar conglomerate, but it's not a black business. It won't show up in any black business list. It'll show up in the Fortune 500s or whatever the case may be, but it's not a black business. That's how big Umar is. That's how big, what's his name, man, that bought the Weather Channel? It's unimportant. But when you get to a certain size, you're no longer a black business. You're just a business. I think it's when you make more than $5 million a year and you have more than 50 employees, you're no longer a small business. So your small businesses are categorized by ethnic group. So that's number 1. He's big enough to be a American business. That's number 1. Number 2, Umar Medical Supplies. Never forget that he is a black man. And your number 1 op is black women.
My congeniality is fucked. I have no sensors and I need to be stopped.
All Umar sells is medical equipment, which includes what? Latex gloves and masks. When did you really need gloves and masks? The 2020 Summer of Love, right? Lori Lightfoot was so mad that he was a black man that he offered $5 million worth of free masks and free latex gloves to the citizens of Chicago. And she turned them down just to pay $15 million to a Chinese company to not send the shit until 3 months late. And her very thing was she would never take shit from Willie Wilson. These are the bitter bitches that run y'all communities, y'all homes, y'all cities, y'all lives. Don't need a man-ass bitches. But needed a man because she shot with a man in China. Had a man in Chicago, from Chicago, trying to do for Chicago and said, fuck you. The same way your baby mama say when you want to see your kid. Tell me who your ops are. Don't tell me no motherfucking white supremacists. You can tell me Nigerians, though. But don't tell me no goddamn white supremacists. Number 3, and this goes to Akon's point that your network is your network. Number 3, when he got the Umar Medical Supplies, he started his McDonald's in I don't know when he started this shit. 1980s. You know what I'm saying? He started working for him in like 1970. Worked for like 10 years. He started getting the McDonald's in the 1980s. Oh, that's the wrong button. So, in the 1980s, right after he got the McDonald's, he talked to a Illinois politician by the name of Mel Reynolds. This big Mel. Well, let me see if I can make it bigger by making it small. Oh, shit, no wonder it's already off. Mel Reynolds. Freaky Mel, nigga. Freaky ass Mel. I'll show y'all the picture. Because Mel, I ain't even say Mel a bad guy. Mel looked like somebody. He looked like a skinny Uncle Phil from I'll make it bigger. He looked like a skinny Uncle Phil, kind of, sort of, a little bit. But Mel Reynolds was a politician for one term. He didn't even finish his term from 1993 to 1995. He resigned in 1995 after a jury convicted him of sexual assault charges related to having sex with an underage campaign worker. That nigga Mel was fucking a 16-year-old nigga. And what's so crazy is, because I remember when that shit happened, what's so crazy is Mel Reynolds had a cute wife. His wife was attractive. And cheated on his wife with a 16-year-old girl. I think she was 15 when they started the affair. And she told a friend at school, somehow he got caught up. And they indicted him, and he ended up going to jail, right? Now, the reason that I'm showing you this is because he was only in office for 2 years, 1993 to 1995. Right? Let me tell you about Mel. His name, Melvin? That makes sense. I've been calling him Mel Reynolds my whole life. His name, Melvin. That makes sense. Don't trust niggas named Melvin. I don't even know nobody named Melvin. But if I knew somebody named Melvin, I'd be like, I don't know about you, bro. Here's how your network being your net worth is, right? So, here's how it works. Once Mel Reynolds became, what is he? He was in the House of Representatives. Once he became a United States representative, they put him on a board. We could read the board, Ways and Means Committee, some shit. It don't matter. They put him on a board, one of those committees. When he went to that committee, one of the people he had to meet with was somebody from China, right? So he talked to the Chinese person. He was like, yo, the Chinese person was like, look, we trying to get into the United States market. We got this work for the cheap. They was like Alibaba before Alibaba, right? Like, we got this work for cheap. Or like Temu before Temu. Like, we talking 1992, 1993, whatever. So, Mel Reynolds went to all the black people in Chicago, right? Because he's from Illinois. He went to all the black people. Yeah, Chester, definitely not Chester told it. Definitely not Chester. Mel went to all the black rich people in Chicago and said, look, I got a lick. If you can meet me in China, there's some business people in China that want to change your life. They just need, he was like, I'm going to get rid of the tariff tax because that's a lot of your cost. A lot of your cost is the taxes they bring for import, export, right? Like, I'm going to get rid of the tariff tax. If y'all can make it to China, I'll change your life. He went to all type of black people. All type of black people looked at Mel, was like, yo, I can't follow no man. Okay, cool, right? This little country bumpkin, son of a sharecropper from Louisiana that's been doing his own thing since 13 years old. It was like, yo, you own a couple of McDonald's. Would you like to take that trip? Willie Wilson said, I will take that trip with you. Mel said, cool. Willie Wilson flew to China with $5 million in assets. Not $5 million cash. He wasn't liquid, not even a little bit, right? He owned 5 McDonald's. Every McDonald's had a licensing fee of $50,000, but he has to buy their uniforms, their food, their buns, run their promotions. You know, so if they have a sale, he got a sale, and then he still got to pay them for the right to use their name in order to make business. And then he still had to pay for his, payroll and worry about the crooked ass county food and sanitation people who want bribes to keep them open. All that shit, right? So he $5 million liquid, like if he sold it all, but he ain't got $5 million in his pocket. He had a couple of dollars though. He wasn't broke, but he wasn't liquid. That's all I'm saying, right? He flew to China worth $5 million. He flew home from China worth $850 million. Flew home with $850 million. They told him, look, we'll give you these latex gloves and these masks for 2 or 3 cents a piece. You got to pay for your own labels. If you don't want no labels, you don't need no labels. The going rate is $5 a box. You're getting them for 15 cents a box. How many can you move? He said, man, I already need gloves and shit because I own a restaurant. I think I can move it. I'm a hustler. And he moved them latex gloves like cocaine in the 80s, nigga. Moved that shit like cocaine in the 80s. Named his company Umar from a family member. I don't remember what family member, but named it after a family member. Umar Pharmaceutical. Been balling ever since. All on the back of Mel Reynolds. And as soon as he got that deal, Mel Reynolds went to jail for putting a 15-year-old girl on her back. Mel had a pretty wife too. That's the crazy part. It's always the niggas with the pretty wife, man, that get caught up with the little girls, man. That's crazy. Anyway. So whenever that happened, when he said whenever it happened, the time between, where is that? The time between him owning 5 McDonald's franchises, somewhere between him owning 5 McDonald's franchises to starting a medical supply company had to be between the year 93 to 95. In 2 years, his whole life changed, right? I mean, his life had already been changing before then, but it was like super bananas after that, right? So, all right, let's back to Akon. Am I lost my place? I'm supposed to keep my place.
One thing about Africans is that they're very creative. They create their own jobs.
That ain't what we going with. We passed that point.
J. Cole's crazy.
Clearly, and even Waka Flocka would be like, Drake is better than me.
Okay. Yeah,
clearly.
Gotcha.
Waka's a businessman. He will not take this person on, I promise you.
Yeah.
Waka, amazing business.
How am I froze? That's crazy.
The talent just put the...
Hold on, guys. We almost finished. We almost done. But I know that wasn't it. Now I gotta find where it was at.
Right? But he understood the music opens up and catapults you to an area where you have opportunities to make real business. And he took full advantage of it. You follow what I'm saying? Gotcha. So that tells you that the business is more important sometimes than the actual talent. Now, I've seen artists that's just stupid talented, but no business acumen whatsoever. And those are always the ones that's in the studio complaining about another artist that he's better than. But he's not realizing you're better than him from a talent standpoint, but he's better than you from a business standpoint. That's the only reason why he's excelling above you, because he's learned how to take his talent and maximize the business. Because most people think success is the more money you make. Me personally, I disagree. Me, success is the more access you have. Because one thing I've learned, just be listening again and taking advice from my elders is that your net worth is your network. The more you expand yourself to other environments, other people, other opportunities, that becomes your network that will eventually define your net worth. You follow what I'm saying? So whatever talent you may have, I don't care if it's cooking. Because right now you can't tell me this nigga that just going like this and putting salt on everybody's steak. It's rich because he's just putting salt on everybody's steak. No, they figured out the business on what that looks like and what value we've just created by making everybody obsessed of me just spitting salad on your steak. I mean, putting salt. I put the P and the S together. Putting salt on your steak. That's all business that made that successful. Yeah. The talent just put the eyes on it. You follow what I'm saying? So in business, you want to have a brand or some kind of talent that brings the eyes to you to give you the opportunity to sell it to somebody. So music should always just be, a stepping stone to get into it or a bridge to get to the opportunity. You speak about.
I promise you, bro, this thing freezing.
Especially
on me,
when dealing with Europeans and Americans.
Pause this for a minute.
That's a good one. Right? But he understood the
pause this for a
because
minute.
Everybody obsessed of me just.
What happened to my button? The pause button.
I am a tribal.
See the travel button.
Because one thing I've learned, just be listening again and taking advice.
Fuck, dude. Look. I be having technical difficulties every show, man. I was trying to give y'all good content, man, but, I'm no producer. Anyway, check this out. Here's the problem I have with I don't know if it's all the Africans or just the Nigerians. I'm not sure. Because there be a lot of Nigerians that talk a lot of shit on the internet, but they don't even talk to American blacks in real life, bro. Every time I see Nigerians, bro, they fuck with white girls like a motherfucker, bro. Don't fuck with black American men. I done been places where they yelling at all black is black shit. I lived in South Dakota for a minute. Hella Nigerians in South Dakota. You know what it ain't? It's a couple of Chicago dudes, 1 or 2 Detroit dudes. Hella Nigerians. Nigerians is everywhere like roaches, my nigga. If you're in a major city, you might see a lot of Jamaicans. Jamaican's cool, but you might see a lot of Jamaicans in a major city. Go anywhere else, bro, any small nook and cranny, bro, it's Nigerians everywhere. These Nigerians are fleeing Nigeria at a rapid motherfucking rate, my nigga. Yet and still, I'm like Vladimir Putin, bro. They just go to Africa to be born and to die, nigga. But they everywhere else all the goddamn time. And I'm out there in South Dakota, bro. And there was like 12 Nigerians out there. I'm by myself. I'm just riding out by myself. And I see it's like 12 Nigerians, like just chilling. Talking do. I know Nigerians, because you know the accent, right? They and do. You know how they talk with there's a rhythm to the way they talk though. It's like it's loud and it's like the only thing missing is that you know how they be saying like what's your name? My name is no. Like, this only thing missing is them. But they talk like that, like, do. Right? So, I'm listening to this motherfucker. So I'm like, all right, I'll go over there and say, what's up? Niggas, whoa, man, no noise. We the Nigerians. We no black. We Nigerian. Say less, my nigga. Say less. But then as soon as they get in the jam and they need a couple of dollars, oh, we all black, son. We all black. No. Stay there. Keep that shit. Keep that same energy, nigga. Keep that same motherfucking energy. They only black when they need some money or they go to jail. That's the only 2 times these motherfuckers is black. Like I said, I'm not even putting this all on Africa. But I'm definitely putting this on the motherfucking Nigerians. I'm definitely putting it on the Nigerians. Nigerians, once again, Nigerians is like probably Senegalese motherfuckers too. I ain't gonna lie. Probably Senegalese too. Now, here's the thing. Yo, to say he figured out real success and peace of mind. Check this out. Shout out to you. Check this out. Here's the thing. the key to peace, man. Everybody has their own secret to peace of mind. Whatever fills your heart, I'm cool with that. The real secret to success is to run, regardless what type of race you run, whether you're running your own race or whether you're running a relay race with your people, is don't play somebody else's game and then think you're going to win. Because they'll change the rules whenever the fuck they feel like it, based on the outcome that they want. If they don't want Wilt Chamberlain to dominate, they'll make free throw rules. If they don't want Charles Barkley to dominate, they'll make 5-second rules. If they want Michael Jordan to dominate, they'll enforce the fouls and they'll call them flagrants or technicals. And on top of that, they'll change from zone to man so Mike can get around defenders so 3 people don't jump him every time he get the ball. If they want a more free-flowing offense, they'll change the rules so you can't hand check, you can't set picks, so Steph Curry can run in circles and shoot 3-pointers. When you're playing the game, you may be rewarded for playing the game, but you're playing the game based on the rules that the owner makes. If you want to create success, you create your own system, structure, and infrastructure that accentuates and highlights your great parts and kind of hides the fucked up things. Because we all got fucked up ways. No man is perfect. We all got some fucked upness in us. But you accentuate what you're great at, hide the rest, and play on your part. I say it all the time, man. The craziest thing about niggas is everybody see a conspiracy theory, but they don't know how to conspire. You got to make things work for you. If shit not working for you, you can complain about it all day, and you can ask the owner to change the rules, or you can be like, yo, the only way to win is not to play. And then you be cool with the peace of mind comes with being cool with whatever the result of that is. You know what I'm saying? Be all right with that. I just thought of a great example of that. Being cool with the result of whatever comes your way. I just thought of a great. It's gonna get my show flag, but that's okay. I mean, if they ask me, I just delete it off. But a great example of what I just said. Watch this. They call it something else. I'm going to show y'all this and I'm going to get up out of here. This my shit. First of all, this is my shit in real life, my nigga. Like, I would ride this. I would play this riding in my car, bro. I ain't going to lie to you. But
hey! Stinky girl!
Fuck you too. Besides living in a trash can and having a syringe lodged in my fucking head, nothing I get.
This is one line right here. The resolve of everything.
So you can go out and buy a bunch of shit that you don't need, driven by your punk ass hopes and greed. That's why I say, fuck it. For the first time in my life, I'm finally free. No mansion for me, I said fuck it. No brand new Humvee, I say fuck it.
But you'll get no pussy.
Fuck it.
That's my shit, bro. That nigga say, you get no pussy? Fuck it. As long as you can live with the results of the decisions that you make, you can find contention. Anyway, man, I appreciate y'all sliding through, bro. I really do. Yo, I ain't even. I see you talking about the God thing. There's hundreds of different religions. So then you have to say what God, so you know what game you playing still. But I ain't on that, cause I'm out of here. So, as always, man, love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack. Sub and share, man. Tribe up.
Chill. You're one of the top 6 speakers of the past 8 years, but I hated you at first. Could you please mention the Dirty Folks podcast? Thank you, Lord Charles. Dirty Folks.
And see, I find it to be hilarious because even if I did behave like a teenager, I would be ahead of a lot of these B-dubs that want to make these comments, because a lot of you behave like toddlers. Shout out to my man Dirty Folk.
And it's because y'all niggas don't support. Y'all do support. Y'all support titties and pussy. Hey, shout out to Dirty Folk.
Men have sort of quietly begun to agree that even the most like off the wall extreme advice or takes that you get from some random guy on the internet is more useful than anything allegedly profound that you would hear from a trained black female professional. All right, like let's take a perfect example of this, right? The idea of Dirty Folks when he come up and he says like women with clothes on, that is a way more useful notion to frame your mental state around than anything your black female therapist would ever tell you. Cause she's a woman with clothes on. Why the fuck would you listen to her? Like when he says that, it makes sense in a way that it just appeals to you. It is something that your black female therapist could never match.
Yo, Travis, the daycare is too influential to be so small. You need to make on your paper, man. Like, sub, share, clip. I know I got at least 10 bars and change somebody's life. Help me to help my brother. Love each other as you love yourself.